smile as you hold this.
During a press briefing organized in preparation for the upcoming International Human Rights Day, Uganda Human Rights Commission Chairperson Mariam Wangadya revealed that she is working under intense fear due to threats and physical intimidation from various quarters. Despite this troubling personal revelation, which underscores the high stakes of her position, the UHRC leadership expressed a determined commitment to push forward with its crucial mandate of protecting and promoting human rights across Uganda.
For us as Human Rights Commission, what we can say is that the report of the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights is their report. It's not our report. They can defend their report better. For us, we are here on the ground. For me, I don't know what sources they have in Geneva. They sit in Geneva, but somehow they issued that report, and they know their sources, which we don't know. For us, we have our own reports, which are evidence-based. We have a presence in every corner of this country.
Addressing the pervasive accusations of remaining silent on rights abuses, Wangadya and her legal team defended the Commission's track record. Pauline Nansamba, the legal administrator at UHRC, provided a clear articulation of the body's proactive engagement.
They are not permitted to investigate cases that are before courts of law. And so many times, many of the cases that are reported within the media are already before the courts of law. Someone is arrested and within 48 hours they are charged. For example, the incidents in Mbarara recently with the National Unity Platform candidate and the arrests that happened there were several arrests, and those that were arrested were charged. So as a first response, we did note that those arrests happened, and we went and found out whether these people had access to their lawyers, whether they all the rights that pertain to a suspect. But then they were produced in court, and that is where our mandate stops. Beyond that, we leave the courts to handle. So many of the incidents that have been arising on the campaign trail in the recent past are matters that are before court, which we may not delve so much into, but that does not stop us from monitoring those incidents and advising where necessary on what appropriate action should be taken.
Wangadya also tackled an internal complaint from police officers who reportedly felt the Commission was biased, focusing predominantly on civilian complaints while neglecting rights violations against police personnel.
One time, a group calling themselves torture survivors of Uganda, actually physically, wanted to throw me out of office. They surrounded my office and demanded that I must vacate office because I'm biased. And that was not the end. Another group who called themselves widows of missing NUP supporters, they also came here. They demanded that I vacate office. So, with the time, it works on you. You fear to go deep enough. Acts of torture are not confined to police. You people, each one of you lives somewhere in a certain neighborhood. Do you ever hear, even when you are in your house, some of us who are lucky to live in wall-fenced homes, even as we hear acts of torture happening in our neighborhoods every day. Children being beaten, battered very badly. Sometimes you report to us cases of children whose hands have been burnt by their own mothers for losing as little as 500 shillings change, which they were given at the shop. A mother ties up the hands of her child, pours paraffin on them and sets this child ablaze. How about children who are starved, who are abandoned by their parents, and the most affected children are stepchildren? How about women who are battered? you know.
The chairperson's response and legal department's clarification sought to emphasize the UHRC's role as an impartial and comprehensive guardian of human rights for all persons in Uganda, including those in uniform. With the country gradually shifting focus toward the 2026 general election, a period historically marked by increased political tension and heightened security presence, Wangadya used the platform to issue a critical appeal. She asked the public to protect law and order, but placed specific emphasis on the conduct of police officers. She called for the reduction of high-handedness in the enforcement of laws, advocating that the use of force should only be a measure of last resort and must always be proportionate to the degree of non-compliance. Beata Moema, NTV.